Since its introduction in 2012, Honda's CRF300L model range has been the go-to bike for anyone who wants an easygoing commuter that isn't just capable on road, but is also more than happy to turn its hand to some weekend green lane action. The 250L was a great value for money, no frills machine, and still retains a reputation for robustness. But in 2021, the CRF300L grew in capacity to become the CRF300L, retaining all features that made the 250 such a popular choice. The 300 adds an extra element of practicality thanks to a bigger capacity engine and revised gearbox, with a taller top gear for easier straight-line riding. The new 286cc motor offers a smooth initial throttle pickup and will easily tackle town and city riding without having to move from second or third gear, which is a nice attribute for such a low-powered single. The clutch is incredibly soft, and the whole machine is well balanced with a tight turning circle for getting in and out of traffic too. Yet most impressively is how the CRF300L performs on roads, as not only is it surprisingly stable, but the motor will happily sit under 7,000 revolutions per minute at 70 miles per hour with a few thousand revs left in the tank too. The CRF300L isn't ever going to set the world alight with its handling, but it is certainly far from embarrassed on the road. It weighs 142 kilograms light for a road bike, though a tad hefty for a small capacity off-road. The CRF isn't too bad in the bends despite the dirt-ready rubber and long travel suspension, thanks to good damping reducing its tendency to wallow or pitch excessively. If you are prepared to take it fairly easy, the ride quality is good and there are pleasingly few vibrations transmitted from the motor. Certainly not enough to be classed as intrusive or annoying. As a commuter, it's quite the handy congestion buster. And thanks to a light slip and assist clutch and surprisingly forgiving seat, it is also able to lap up urban or even faster A or B road riding. That said, Honda seemed unwilling to arm the CRF with a decent shock, and once again this is a bit of a weak point. It's better than the 250's truly under-spec'd unit, but it is best replaced, as it can't deal with big impacts if you're planning to tackle anything other than flat, relatively smooth green lanes. It's preload adjustable only with the forks non-adjustable, so any suspension alterations require replacement and internal overhaul. Increased in capacity from the 249cc to 286cc thanks to a longer stroke, the water-cooled DOHC4 valve single has a peak power of 27 bhp and peak torque of 19.6 pound-feet. A slight increase on before. What is more noticeable is the impressive 18% boost in maximum torque, which when combined with the altered cam timing makes a huge difference. The CRF300L is far more energetic and eager to rev than the somewhat sluggish 250 could offer, with the extra punch now happy to power the CRF up to 70 miles per hour and stay there all day without feeling like you are hammering it too hard, which makes a big difference to the CRF ability to cover miles. But it's not only down to the bigger motor. In the 2021 update, Honda altered the CRF gear ratios, shortening 1 to 5, while making 6th far more of an overdrive, a move that appeases both the on- and off-road camp's demands. The CRF300L is now able to pull from minimal revs, meaning you can easily carry second or even third gear at low speed both on and off-road. Unlike with a larger capacity adventure bike or a full-blown enduro machine, thanks the amount of power and torque on tap, the CRF is never intimidating, but now it does offer just enough punch to have fun with off-road, and more importantly, to get out of tough situations, such as over more difficult terrain. The CRF may have grown in 2021 from the CRF250 into the CRF300, but it is very much an evolution rather than a revolution, meaning that you can expect the 250's level of bulletproof reliability. It is a bike that simply refuses to die, as very few CRFs suffer any major issues, and once you have updated the notoriously poor suspension, you have a bike that will just run and run and run. That said, the paint on the frame is a bit disappointing and seems to get worn through very quickly by big boots, so invest in some frame protecting guards or coverage to keep it all looking good, and prevent any rust from forming where the paint gets scratched away. In terms of the bike's equipment level, the base model L is quite limited. ABS is standard fitment and can be deactivated to the rear via a handy dash-mounted button for off-road use, while you also get a gear indicator on the fairly basic LCD dash, alongside a fuel gauge and the usual trips. Honda sell a very limited range of accessories for the CRF300 models, with a 36-liter top box, a rear carrier and a bash plate, about all there is. However, that's not the end of the story.